Right, in the previous class we just went through this understanding what we are going to do in this configuring VXLAN fabric section. We learned that we will map VLAN to VNI. We'll be mapping VLAN to VNI for both layer 3 and layer 2. We have two layer 2 VLANs, and we are going to have one VLAN which will be later discussed and used for control plane, so that we can have a routing between this VLAN 140 member and VLAN 141 member. So this 999 is going to be used later with VRF. Each VRF needs one dedicated domain to run the control plane. That's why you create a VLAN 999. We'll talk about this when we go there, but now we are just creating this VLAN, and then after creating VLANs we will map the VLANs to VNI, and then we will provide an SVI interface IP address. On all the leaves we are going to use the same IP address, which is going to be a pervasive gateway, which is going to be a floating gateway. Like we have HSRP address, but in HSRP it is active standby. You should not call it like HSRP. We can call it as like a GLBP. In GLBP, gateway load balancing protocol, you will have one IP address or active on multiple gateways. One gateway but multiple hardware. So it's going to be same like that, and then we will be having this multicast address to negotiate tunnel between the group members. So keeping this in mind, let's start configuring. As I discussed, earlier, these commands, we need to enable the feature NV overlay. For this is the one which enables the VXLAN. VXLAN is an overlay tunnel, and then we need to enable this feature to allow VLAN to VNI mapping. And then later, we have not discussed so far about EVPN. Later, when you do EVPN, we want that EVPN to be the control plane of this overlay. So we need to say NV overlay edge. So if you see, in all these three commands, you will see something related to virtualization. Here we see network virtualization, virtual network VN segment, network virtualization. So NV or VN segment, something like that. So let us now configure these three commands on all leaves and spine. It is necessary to enable all leaves and spine. Alright, so I'm on spine 1. As usual, I'll type admin as the username. Password is C1SCO12345. And then I go to the global configuration mode and I type feature NV overlay. And then feature VN segment VLAN based. Next is NV overlay EVPN. That's it. These are the three commands. Yep. Let's do one more time on next spine. After that, we'll copy and paste. Admin C1SCO 2345. And then config T. The commands are feature NV network virtualization overlay. Next, feature VN segment, VLAN based, and then NV overlay EVPN. That's it. 3 commands to be enabled before we start the VXLAN config. Now, show CLI, not show history. Nexus we type show CLI history. Now, to copy, if you simply copy like this, it will copy all the timing and all. We don't want this time and the serial number. So for this, you need to press the Control button, Alt button, and the left and the right click of the mouse, so that only these things can be copied. Control, Alt, and then right click. So only the highlighting portion will be copied. Now I'll go to leaf 1, admin, C1 SC 1 2 3 4 5, and I'll paste it. Done. Likewise, let me go to leaf 2, admin, C1 SC 1 2 3 4 5, pasted. Leaf 3, C1 SC pasted. Done. Let me check one more. Enter. Done. So we have enabled the feature on all leaf and spine. Next, on all the leaves, we need to create the VLAN. The 3 VLANs are 140, 141, and 999, and then we need to map it with this VNI number, and also we have to name it like this. We need to name it like this. Back to the command prompt. On all 4 leaves, I need to create VLAN 140, name this one, and then VN segment. The number given is 5140. 5140. That's all. Next. Warning. Enable double wide RP. That doesn't matter. You can ignore this. Next, VLAN 141. Name is given here. And then VN segment 5141. Exit. Next is VLAN 999. Name is layer 3. And then VN segment is 50999. Am I right? Yes, it is. Alright, so it is done. Let us now configure. Let us configure SVI, interface VLAN 140. No shutdown. The IP address given to us to use is this. interface VLAN 141, no shit. The IP address given is this. So far good, no? Easy, no? Nothing. Just created VLAN, no? We gave name and then we mapped to the VNI. Afterwards we have given the gateway. Now this need to be pasted on all the leaves. So show CLI history. I'm going to copy all of this. Not even IP address. Nothing should be changed here. Everything is same. So let me use a notepad because I did one mistake. That mistake I need to remove. This I want to remove. That's all. Alright, so leaf 2. Leaf 3. And leaf 4. Finished. Now we have configured, except multicast group, all the things are configured. Multicast group will come under the interface tunnel. So see, this is done, but we have we have not done this. This is important. You remember, we want our leaves to be the root switch for the southbound switches. So let's do that. I'm starting from leaf spanning tree for VLAN 1 is not needed, but they have included. I'm including comma 140 comma 141 comma is 999 needed? Yes, 999. Priority, we can start from 0 also, but I'm just following. There are no reason for 4096, something smaller than the other switches. I'm just giving 4096 because they haven't mentioned it. Now this need to be done on every switch. So let me copy and put it on all 3 switches, 4 switches. All right. All right. So next is 1 minute. Let me just 1 minute. Someone is asking, can he talk? So we are going to configure these things now. Let's do. This goes only on the leaf. There is no need to configure this on spine. VRF. Now VRF context, and the name can be anything. I'm going to give you T1. Context name T1. Route distinguisher auto. Address family IPv4 unicast. Route target both. Auto. What does it say? Cannot get a virtual network ID for context. What? Oh, I didn't give the VNI, the virtual network ID. That is why we have to give that first. That is the playground in which this routing will work. So that will go like VNI number, right? No. VNI number. For us, what is given is 50,999. Yes, this is right. Yes, that's right. Right after this, we go under the address family, and then we say route target both auto. That also we can assign manually, but it is good to go with auto. Route target both auto for with for EVPN control plane as well as the overlay control plane. Right, done. What else? Okay, the MAC address. In the fabric, the forwarding anycast gateway MAC address. Anycast means, whoever nearest gateway. Anycast gateway MAC address need to be the one which they have given us. Done. Over. So actually that should be in the global mode. I have typed under the VRF. So it has come to the actual mode. It is okay. Now I'm going to now paste this on all the device. Show CLI history. I think it will be good if you do one more time with instead of pasting. Let's do VRF context, any name. I'm just saying T1 T21. VRF context T1, and VNI number given is 50,999, and then route distinguisher is auto, address family IPv4 unicast, and then route target for both auto generated, route target both auto generated also for EVPN. Yeah, and then see, we need to be very clear with this concept. Why 2 times route target? This is for over the tunnel. The MAC address, IP address will be distributed for the downstream connected end devices, whereas this one is for the leaf. Between leaves. This is for between the leaf communication, the control plane. This is for through the tunnel.
And we need to add routes on this route target.
Yeah, we'll see that. Those routes will be not like what we have in MPLS layer 3 VPN. It will be here like MAC address, IP address with VTAP address of all the leaves. When we go there, you will understand it, But now I am just telling you, don't have any confusion. We will be having one control plane inside the tunnel, another control plane for the tunnel. For the tunnel to be established. For each customer, you need a separate identification. For that, this route target. This is within that customer's tunnel. You have a logical circuit. For that, you have this control plane. So if there is no tenant, you will not have this. You will have only EVPN. But because you got multiple VRFs, For VRF you need this, for EVPN you need this. Now what is next? We have given route targets, MAC address, forwarding. That's it. Now after you come back to the global mode and then say forwarding. Is it another VRF? No. Fabric forwarding. Fabric forwarding. Fabric forwarding for Anycast. MAC address is the one which they gave you.
Can you tell me this exact what this command will do? This we are defining a static MAC address, right?
We are defining static MAC address for the control planes. We have one floating control plane. Okay, I'll ask you a question. Why do we need HSR MAC address? Why do we need VRRP floating MAC address?
If any gateway went down, it will take the same gateway, same MAC.
So, both the gateways are going to have same MAC address. Otherwise, there will be an ARP issue.
Yes.
Likewise, we have multiple servers connected to different leaves.
Yes.
But though it is different leaf, the IP address is going to be same. Yep. For VLAN 10, IP address should be same, no? Whether you connect to first leaf or second leaf. For one VLAN, can you have multiple gateway?
No.
Cannot be, no? So we need gateway layer 3 address same on all the leaf. Not only layer 3 address, even the layer 2 address should be same. That's why we give this. Yeah. So Anycast means the nearest gateway. The nearest gateway is MAC address. For one server, nearest gateway may be leaf 1. For the other server, nearest gateway is leaf 4.
How it knows what is the nearest by
No. Here, see, here there is no nearest at all. But that's the command. If whenever you have a duplication of multicast address or duplication of IP address, the word Anycast will come. You see, the same Anycast RP also we saw, because we gave both the spine same loopback 1 interface, and that was used as a rendezvous point.
Yeah.
Right, in our topology here, this is the only nearest. For server 1, leaf 1 is the nearest. For server 2, leaf 3 is the nearest. So when the server 3 moves to leaf 4, it should get the same MAC address, same IP address. When it moves to leaf 3, same MAC address, same IP address. When it moves to leaf 2, same IP address, same MAC address. That is how it should be. That is what floating. Okay, so now let me copy this and paste it on all the devices. Show CLR history. This is it. I need to copy. To a notepad. I'll do this correction. So this goes on leaf 3 and leaf 4. Nothing missing. We have done everything. Next is we need to create this SVI, but I have already created. See, show run. No, okay, no problem. Run also okay. Show run interface VLAN 140. I already created the interface, but I should have not applied the IP address. Why? Because we are going to put this interface on the VRF. This interface is for tenant 1 customer, no? So I go under interface VLAN 140 and say VRF forwarding VRF context T1. So when I say that IP address will get sorry, this is not the command. What's the command? VRF member. VRF member. VRF member, it belongs to T1. See, it says all the layer 3 IP address will be removed. Yes, I'm going to put the IP address now. The back this one. Shut down once. And then I'll say no shut. Next is likewise I have interface VLAN 140 141. This also belong to that same VRF, and the IP address will be (141). Shut down. Done. Okay, so this I have finished. Created VLAN. I assign it to the VRF. I have given IP address. Okay, I also need to say you need to use the anycast mode, meaning floating. This command I have not given. Let me give this command. Fabric mode.
I have one question here. We already created one SVA interface with IP address.
That's what I am telling you. What I did is I made a mistake that I am correcting now. See, already I created, let me show you, show run interface VLAN 140, right?
Yes.
Already I created, but I have not applied that interface as a member. Earlier I did not do this. Now I added that interface to the VRF. See.
Oh, okay.
We are having these two server under a tenant VRF, right?
Yes.
Which means this SVI which is working for the server also need to be a member of tenant. That membership was not there earlier. Now I have given that. So when you give a membership, IP address which you already gave will remove. So I put it back.
Okay. And one more doubt I have. For each tenant, we need to create different VRF, right?
Yes, of course, yes. Yes.
And you are assigning 140 and 141 on the same VRF name?
Because both belong to same tenant according to the document. You see. The tabular column, tenant 1, you see?
No, this is different, right? 141 name.
No, see the name.
But
Same
140 and 141, right?
Yeah, two different VLAN. See,
Okay.
within a routing table we will have multiple networks, no? This is one network, this is another network. Each network belongs to different VLAN.
No.
Tenant is the router with two interfaces and two networks. Yeah?
No. Yeah.
So we have now completed up to this much. This one more command, fabric forwarding mode, I should type on all interface VLAN 140 fabric forwarding mode is Anycast gateway. I should do this on both the interface. Okay, now let us copy this to a notepad and then do some addition and paste it onto the device. Show CLI history. I'll paste this to the notepad, and now this is okay, this is correct. This is correct, and this is okay. This is correct. This is correct. Not necessary. I'll just copy this. Put it under both the interface. So this is not needed. That's all. Earlier, the gateway that I configured, the SVI I configured, it is waste. I should have not done it. I should have done like this. So oh no. All right, so we have finished up to here. Up to here it is finished, and this is what left. Even this layer 3 we need to configure. Interface 999. It is for VRF, so you don't need to give an IP address. We simply say IP forward, so that it will do routing between VLAN 141 and 140. So that is left. I need to say interface. One more thing I remember now. I need to say show run interface VLAN 140. I'm going back to 140 because I missed the command. No IP redirect. So let me put the command. No IP redirect because it's layer 2. Redirects.
So redirect command will do.
That's only for routing function. Redirect, directing from, taking from one domain and sending to another domain. This is layer 2. No, we don't need this command. Usually in routers this will be enabled by default, so we never give. But this is Nexus, we give it manually. See here they have mentioned it.
Otherwise what will happen if you just do this command?
Nothing will happen actually. When routers I have not seen anything, it won't happen because it's enabled by default. It is good practice to do. On layer 3 interface we should say don't do any redirect. It is only meant for layer 3 interface, say like interface VLAN 999, VRF member.
Triple.
Oh, VLAN 999, VRF member T1, and then here we will redirect. Here we will do redirect. That is what called as IP forward. IP forward, and then no shared. Finish. Let me remove the interface VLAN 99. That's it. So we are going to now copy and paste. Show CLI history. Leave to sorry over. So this is done.